My name is Cong and I own Studio Cong Tattoo in Calgary, Alberta. The studio is located on McLeod Trail just outside of downtown Calgary. It's inside the Atrium Square building. It's an older building with newer units in it, and we got possession of this unit in March 16, 2021. The square footage of the unit is 518 square feet, and the last owners were an insurance sales company. When I first got the space, I planned out what we needed the space to do. It came down to stations for the artist, place to prep the stencils and the tattoo art, and comfortability for the clients. The inspiration of the studio was found in a video of a photographer in Japan who lived in her house in the forest, and everything in her house was completely black. And she used the people that came through were the art. And I found that very inspiring and used that around the concept for this space. With everything being black, we had to play around with textures to really add a little more depth to the bare, light-absorbing black color around. I wanted to make use of the west-facing windows, and that was one of the main reasons why I picked this unit, so that I'd have the ability to grow some plants to really add a new piece of life. Only problem is the plants are getting rather large now, so I got to decide which I'm keeping and which is going home. Before the studio had a 7-Eleven down the street, and that was the main concept, was that we could get any sort of snacks or drinks we needed down the street. But recently they've closed that, so I built my own concession station for the clients. It's just a toonie bar, all right? We're not trying to make money off people, but I wanted to provide a little bit of nourishment and energy when you're doing long tattoo sessions. Right beside the concession, we have the main hall, which I actually named after Harry Potter. I wanted to make sure that the main hall had a very good flow with the work process. So when someone's making a stencil as to someone is printing out a design, nobody's interfering with each other and they can flow straight through, kind of like how I guess a fast food restaurant works, but higher quality. I guess we have my station, the crazy station with all the designs on the wall. All the designs on the wall are previous custom-made art for clients. They're not for sale, but I put them on there so I can maximize the amount of art that they have to stare at while they get tattooed, so that they can either find a new idea or just take their mind off the pain. A couple notable things, I guess, in the station would be, I have a little Cupid doll named Brian. He was a gift from my apprentice. Cupid dolls were actually created from a comic strip by Rose O'Neill back in 1909. And they've become pretty popular within the tattoo industry and Asians. Aside from the art, I have photos of people close and dear to my heart. Other things in my station really are just gifts from my clients that I've just collected up and placed around there, add a little bit of fun and life to the area. Instead of keeping it so serious in the other spaces, I can have a little more personality in my area. Each artist station has the basic storage for all their supplies with the garbage storage built in, and their own little tool chest so that they could keep all their tattoo gear and equipment nice and locked up and safe, as well as privacy etching down the windows so that they still get light but have the privacy of being able to tattoo without other people watching. I feel like with the photography section it was important, because if you're putting 20 hours into a sleeve and you're going to take a bad photo of it, it doesn't do the art or the client justice for what we built together. So the photography here is so that they can maximize the value of what they created together. The organization in the studio is a little bit out of hand. Some may say I'm a little OCD. I don't think so. I just like things organized. So with organization, the next step comes efficiency. So they go hand in hand. So the organization of all the supplies for tattooing and the tools for making the art and the tattoos had to be organized in a way that everyone can access them quickly and easily, and we can also keep track of our inventory. to keep the artists in stock with what they need. Each of the cabinets were all designed to specifically hold certain items for the studio. That's why everything was built out with a list of what we needed to contain and then designing them afterwards so they would actually be able to store the extra inventory and the stock that we're using. I find that a lot of studios don't make use of their space and organization, which leads to a misuse of products or products expiring or stock not being replenished on time. And I'd like to make that not an issue where everyone's lives can be a lot easier with a little bit of organization. Or in this case, I guess, a lot of organization. One of the notable pieces we have for art is a back piece of a koi fish on a large Arches piece of paper by Kevin Johnson. Kev's a good friend of mine. I actually worked with him for a while, and he gifted me this when I opened my first studio. I have a painting by my mentor James Jacobs at Enso Tattoo. It's signed as a little gift to me, which is very close to my heart, so I had to bring that from my apprentice days to have in the shop. A little good luck from the mentor, you know. We have a Japanese good luck charm from a temple that I was gifted from my good friend Enver when he went to Japan. Custom water jug cover that my friend Eric made for me. He actually hand stitched and hand painted all the edges of that leather case. Just drew a simple picture and this man's made it come to life. We also cut a Louis Vuitton bag and used a little lock for that. Add a little pizzazz to it, you know. I have a couple iPads running photos of the tribe section on the website, which is a collection of photos sent in by my clients. We're pretty much the family, living their life, enjoying life with their tattoos, because tattoos are meant to be worn and age with us through time as we have life experiences, and this showcases people experiencing life with their tattoos. Most people wouldn't think that furniture could be art unless you're an interior designer, but a couple pieces that I do care a lot about. The footstool that I have in my station is a Hasegawa footstool. It's a very beautiful and modern stool, and I wanted something that would be useful but still fit in with the theme of the studio. I have a handmade armrest for tattooing because I'm going to use it all the time, so I wanted to make sure that I had one that would actually stand the test of time, as I've already been through 3 kind of mediocre ones, so it was time to spend the right amount to get something that I want to last forever. And I do appreciate handmade. Most wouldn't consider the apron I tattoo with art, but it is in a way because it's custom made by Search and Rescue. This thing's been around for maybe 5 years now, so it has a lot of sentimental value, especially as the leather patinas and it starts changing in color. That would be the whole studio there, so if anyone is in Calgary, Alberta and they'd like to get tattooed or join the Studio Cong team, come on down and pay us a visit and get tattooed. Check out the studio and the design, and I hope to see you guys in the future. Deeper than ink.